Alf, I keep hearing some weird things by some of the big time Pokemon card YouTubers, the Pokemon investing YouTubers. We're going to talk about that today. First one, though, I want to kind of get at here is this thing really short printed? This Prismatic Evolutions set that's coming out? There's people saying like they're camping out of the Walmart and the Target. They're ready for it. I'm actually thinking about swinging by my Walmart on Thursday and just see if something's been dropped off. I'm sure they'll probably get tackled to the ground. There's probably be a long line, like 100 deep of middle-aged dudes trying to get Pokemon cards. It's probably going to happen. But I'm going to give it a shot. See on Thursday if there's any Pokemon cards, the new Prismatic Evolutions. I heard Alex at Nostalgianomics. It was either yesterday, today. I don't know which video it was. I watch all of them. And just for the record, I like his stuff. It's entertaining, but it's also okay for us to disagree on some things and kind of debate things. I think that that's kind of important. And I come from a sports card side. I come from other collectibles spaces to where I can throw in my 2 cents. I've got a different angle on this stuff. I am learning the Pokemon space, but there's things that I'm hearing that are just really interesting. And maybe it's that the Pokemon world is just completely unique to itself and that it is different than sports cards. It's different than other trading card collectible spaces. Fine. That's totally fine. I can accept that if that's what it is. But for me, I'm still in kind of the research mode. The first one that I heard is that I think it was today, Prismatic Evolution supposedly is short printed. That's what it is. It's short printed. I don't think that it's short printed at all. I don't. I know it's a specialty product. And again, I'm not some sort of Pokemon card expert, Pokemon investing expert, but it could also just be that distribution is holding back. It's holding back. Could it be possible? I mean, we saw this on the sports card side where the major companies, Panini, Topps, there's huge distribution companies. And sometimes that distribution would come out years later on the sports card side. Now, I don't know how tight the Pokemon company might have this thing like down to a science with their distributors where it's like, hey, you do this or you're no longer a distributor. It could very well be very rigid. It could also maybe not be as rigid. And maybe some of the distribution is like, hey, put out some now and put out some later, hold on to it. I'm not really sure. I don't know the ins and outs. I'm not on the inside of this business, and maybe somebody else would know. Hopefully viewership, part of the reason why I make the videos. I learn from you all. I learn every single day when I make these Pokemon investing videos. I'm kind of just talking about my journey and what I'm doing. And then there's always a comment or a few comments where I'm taking it in and thinking like, okay, that's a good nugget. Could it be that distribution is holding back this product? We've seen a surge in demand for Pokemon products, new Pokemon products here over the last couple of months, heading into 2025. Now, just so you understand, though, I've seen this happen the other way. I've seen this happen with other collectibles where they put something up and frankly, it's not really moving. And then all of a sudden it's not on the site or it's sold out in quotation marks. And so it can go both ways. It can be sold out when they're not selling it. And it can also be sold out when maybe they're moving a lot of it. There's high demand for it. And maybe they're playing a little bit of a game with the supply. I'm just curious as to what viewership thinks on this because I don't think it has anything to do with it being short printed or a low supply product. But I guess everything is relative. Is it a low supply product compared to Vivid Voltage or to, other products? I don't know. For some of the older Scarlet and Violet type products, is it short printed compared to that? I mean, maybe it is. I have seen the one thing that was interesting. I was talking with my buddy who also with his son collects Pokemon cards. His son likes to open packs and is looking for hits. And the one thing that he said is there are certain sets where the pulls are just harder to get. And so is this a thing where Prismatic Evolutions, like maybe it's not short printed or printed less, but it could just be that maybe the Pokemon company has set it up to where you're not going to get as many of those hits. What is it? The evolution that everybody's looking for. I did see on the Whatnot stream where the guy opened this thing like 10 days ago or something. He opened like 1,000 packs and got one or two SIRs and 0 evolutions. So now, is that just his bad luck? Well, I guess we're going to find out here soon because this stuff is going to be opened up dramatically. I think I'm going to make a video of myself going into Walmart and just with the line of people and like pushing people around and trying to get to the front of the line and that big brawl that ensues. I think I am going to try to get that kind of like that vlog style for a video here on the channel. What is your plan for Prismatic Evolutions? Do you think that this is a set that is truly short printed? Could it be that distribution's playing a little bit of games these days, just considering the fact that the stuff is in high demand? I mean, and shout out to, I was actually thinking about doing a separate video on this, but I think it's Pokey NE. Is it Brian? I'm not exactly sure his name, but there's something to the effect that he did a bunch of pre-sales, and a lot of people did pre-sales. And he is going to go out in the secondary market. Basically, he confesses that he made a mistake doing the pre-sales because he didn't get as much as he thought he was going to get from distribution, but he's going to fulfill those orders. So he's going to go out, pay, basically lose money, pay extra in the secondary market to fulfill those orders. Shout out to him and his store for doing that. He was talking about other stores that were canceling the pre-orders, and then they were then reposting at the new price, which of course, continues, it feels like continues to go up with this new product. There's a bunch of craziness going on in this new product Pokemon world. I'm curious to your thoughts on this around distribution. And also, is this a short printed set, or could it just be that it's just tough to hit? It's tough to get hits in it, or is it both? Maybe it's short printed and maybe it's tough to get hits. Let me know your thoughts, my friends. Stay healthy, stay awesome. I'll talk to you again later.